So, first day, we looked at the collation, curation, and conveyance of content. Basically, we're looking at content being information and creating a social media medical education cycle. What we're doing on a daily basis is creating that information, storing it in Keynote, PowerPoint, etc., on hard drives, thumb drives, in our brains, and we're trying to pull that together using Web 2.0 to collate and curate that information into the cloud, and then using platforms such as blogs, multimedia, podcasts, and then using a feed system, using Feedly and Google Reader to disseminate that information, and then use mobile technology to take on board that information, feed that information, and then assimilate that information to increase the power of the information that we're sharing. The one thing that we concentrated on was blogs as a great way of archiving your own information, storing your own information, and actually pulling together great snippets of conversation. So we looked at the sunlight being the readership, the water being the news feed and the information that we're getting, and the fact that we're able to take organic content from life and real life cases and combine that with other decomposing agents such as Twitter and Facebook to try and break that down into small bite-sized chunks to create more and more blog posts and to continue the conversation. The birds being the extension of blogging, being the podcasts. Second day, we looked at the actual conversation, so to try and concentrate on exactly what was happening within Twitter and Facebook and Google+, to try and take this information to the next level. We looked at that from the point of view of being the rise of social media, so the read, interpret, share, explore. The read and interpret of that information which is already there, the information content which is present on blogs and podcasts, using the medium of social media in order to try and share and explore that, disseminate that information, break it down and add content and discussion to it. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to try and help you all out with a challenge, and the challenge was to try and get a system, a format, to pull everything together in 30 minutes. So you're all busy people. Everybody's told me how busy you are and how social media is not really an active part of your life and you can't quite get involved in it. You might have time for one or two different platforms, but you really don't have time for this. This is something that is a little bit beyond you, or you're technophiles, technophobes, and not able to actually join that conversation. So what we're going to talk about today is give you a different viewpoint, give you the digital footprint, which is you. That digital footprint is effectively your online presence, your online persona, your personality, and your reputation. And that's what other people see when they Google search you. It's affected by what you do, so how you post, what you post, where you post, or if you post. But it's also affected by what other people are doing. It's affected by other people using social media and what they say about you, what they post about you, and how they tag you in conversations. So it's not just down to you, your digital footprint. So as Dr. Vez says, if you have no internet presence at all, then anyone can control your internet presence. You no longer become in control of this digital footprint. What we're going to try and do today is just give you a quick overview of how you can take control of your own digital identity. So setting up your own reputation, don't let somebody else set that up for you. Stay on top of things, have a look, Google yourself, see what images come up, see what context comes up, see how you're being represented on the web. Look at educating your family and friends, maybe the picture of you in a dress with a bottle of beer and an IV syringe is not the best thing to have on the web as your #1 image, and they can de-tag you from that information. Ensure there's more good information out there than bad information, so the journals you're publishing, the discussions you're involved with, they're all positive things to find at the top of your Google search. And make sure that you secure everything. Don't let anybody else take over your digital identity. So today's challenge is to create a persona for somebody in 30 minutes. And we're going to use a little tool called the anti-discombobulator. So just to demonstrate that we've done this before, I took Super 15 rugby team, the Emirates Western Force, 42 members, 25 minutes per player in order to produce their entire online digital footprint. So today's challenge, main question is who to choose. I've got 286 online digital identities at the moment, so it probably wasn't worthwhile using me for this. So we chose this fella. And this fella doesn't know that we're going to do this turn today. So, and in fact, he doesn't know about any of the profiles we've set up for him today. So we decided to take the 3 Ps, the personal, the professional, and the practice. So your personal identity is how you are actually perceived. It's an opportunity if you have your social circles and interact with friends and network with colleagues. Your professional is obviously your online CV. It's your opportunity to put down previous education, previous employment, and put forward a positive step in a LinkedIn way. And your practice, well, that could be your individual practice. That might be the hospital you work at. And in this case, with the conference coming on, we've decided to do Essentials of Emergency Medicine. So in each of these cases, we're trying to enhance the digital footprint of Mel Herbert, MD. So for a startup kit, we've got Toolbox, cloud platform, a computer with an internet connection and a smartphone, the super set of 6, which we'll get to, and 30 minutes of your time. That's all we need. To start off with, it's worthwhile getting together a series of documents, creating a folder on your desktop, and creating a username for yourself. So people have come and spoken to me about the username. Look, the username itself, if it's something which is individual and unique to yourself, that's fantastic. It doesn't have to be anything special. It can be a series of numbers. It can be letters and numbers. The alphanumeric variations are massive. But if it's something which can go across all the platforms and you can carry it with you, that's fantastic. So in this case, we've got Mel Herbert set up as Mel Herbert, but we can also use Essentials of EM, which nobody else had. If you go beyond 9, 10 letters, so Chris Nixon, precordial thump, it becomes a little bit too long. If you've got Australian versus American spellings with the A and the E, for example, again, that can be a little bit difficult for people to pick up on, so just have a little think about the handle that you're using. A lot of the sites ask for 4, 5, 6 keywords, key discriminators, things which actually describe you as an individual. So start thinking about how you could try and package the things that you want to say about you, both personally and professionally. When it comes to a password guide, when you're setting up in the first instance, it's simple and straightforward to just use the same password. You're going to change it down the track, but it's nice and straightforward. I use an RTF file, but a Microsoft Word document, some way of recording as you're going through this process exactly what's going on. Your contacts, extremely important. You may have those beautifully organized in your Plaxo file or in your Gmail contacts, but very often you don't. It's worth taking some time to just make sure that you've got an exportable VCF file, CSV file, or TXT file, something that you can drop onto the desktop so that you can actually pull that up when you're asked to join your friends or find friends on a particular network. Think about your experience, think about your current job, think about where you're working now, where you were last working, think about the things which best describe you from a professional point of view. And again, a lot of the time now we're trying to get small anecdotal pieces of information. We're trying to get 140, 150 characters, so a nice overall descriptor, a bioprofile of where you stand, and it's going to be crossed across all the social networking platforms. So in this case, quite simply, the best emergency medicine conference in the world is what we've put as his bioprofile. So we take that, we put it into our folder, and on the desktop we've got all our information ready to go.